Ahoy there! As you can see, today's video is all about pirates. I have loved pirates for as long as I can remember, and today I want to talk about my three favourite pieces of pirate media and their very different takes on piracy. The Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy, yes, just the trilogy, we don't talk about the others, Black Sails, and Our Flag Means Death. So whether you're here for the sword fights, the trauma, the found family, or just really attractive people in billowing shirts and eyeliner, there's probably a pirate story here for you. So let's dive in and figure out which one of these high seas adventures was made for you. I'll try not to include any major spoilers, but if you want to watch any of these without knowing anything at all, then you can always return to this video later if you like. First off, let's quickly break down what each one is all about. This is the one everyone knows, the blockbuster pirate fantasy that gave us the swashbuckling, rum-soaked version of pirates that most of us grew up with. There is a supernatural element as it has curses, undead people, and sea monsters. It presents piracy as a romantic rebellion against imperialism, and the East India Trading Company becomes the villain, while pirates, flawed as they are, stand for freedom. It's all quite sanitized, of course, because it's a Disney film after all. I think it's very chaotic, campy, and iconic. There are also heaps of genuinely great action scenes. It has one of the most iconic film scores, and of course one of the most memorable characters in modern cinema, Captain Jack Sparrow. Black Sails is dark, gritty, violent, and surprisingly philosophical. It was marketed as a prequel to Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island, but it's less about treasure and more about ideology. Captain Flint starts as a naval officer and ends as a pirate revolutionary. His war isn't just against England, but against history itself. The themes are quite heavy. Colonialism, slavery, queer identity, power, all these are central to the story and they guide the characters' actions. And then there's Our Flag Means Death, which is a pirate rom-com. It's a comedic and emotional reimagining of piracy with focus on softness, vulnerability, and chosen family. The show is not interested in realism. It uses anachronism and humour to tell a modern story about toxic masculinity, self-worth, and queer love. It's wholesome, it's funny, and it features one of my all-time favourite fictional love stories. What's wild is that all three of these tell pirate stories, but tonally, they couldn't be further apart. Pirates of the Caribbean falls under the action, adventure, fantasy genres. It doesn't care about realism, and that's part of its charm. They lean more into myths and legends such as Cursed Aztec Gold, sea creatures, and Davy Jones' Locker. Black Sails is political and heavy. It's about betrayal, trauma, and it has long monologues about civilization and power. I also found it quite violent. The keel hauling scene in particular was one where I had to avert my eyes. I always thought that keel hauling was such a gruesome and violent act anyway, but that scene went on for so long and I honestly found it quite difficult watching that character go through that. Our Flag Means Death is almost the complete opposite and it's mainly just really fun to watch. It's absurd and heartfelt, but it also has its dramatic moments. It's definitely one of my comfort shows and I recommend it to everyone because it's just so wholesome. Now let's talk about the main characters. Jack Sparrow is clearly clever, chaotic, and somehow things always work out for him. William and Elizabeth are not pirates at the beginning of the trilogy, but by the end, Will is the captain of the Flying Dutchman and Elizabeth is Pirate King, so that transformation over the course of 3 films is really interesting. Other notable characters include Hector Barbossa, of course, and Davy Jones, who is one of the most iconic and memorable villains in my opinion. Captain James Flint from Black Sails is a character with layers upon layers of trauma, rage, and secrets. If you watch the series in its entirety, then you understand why he is the way he is. Watching the My Truest Love, No Shame scene felt like a punch in the face, and those that have watched the series hopefully understand exactly what I'm talking about. There are many more characters, of course. Some of them are still alive at the end, some are not. Some it's a bit ambiguous, so try not to get too attached. Lastly, Ed and Steve from Our Flag Means Death are everything to me. They are so similar yet so different in many ways, but they're clearly made for each other. I have a soft spot for rom-coms and I can't get enough of these two, so I'm still heartbroken that this show was cancelled, and I think that we really need to bring back the old sitcom model of 10 seasons and minimum 20 episodes each. Now, interestingly enough, there is some character overlap, because both Our Flag Means Death and Black Sails have taken inspiration from real-life pirates. So we have Edward Teach, aka Blackbeard, Jack Rackham, aka Calico Jack, Aunt Bonnie, and more. But their portrayals are very different. I think the memo for Blackbeard was just make him as attractive as possible, because both Blackbeards are very handsome, but that's where the similarities end. Jack Rackham is an interesting case because I hate him in Our Flag Means Death and I always skip his scenes in that one episode that he's in. But Jack in Black Sails, pure comedy. I thought the actors' facial expressions and delivery were always on point, and I was rooting for him until the end. While all three stories are very different in tone and style, they actually share a couple of key similarities. They're all essentially about freedom, but different kinds of freedom. In Pirates of the Caribbean, Jack wants to be uncatchable. He's always running from the law, other pirates, the East India Trading Company, so he longs for that freedom, but it comes with consequences. In Black Sails, Captain Flynn wants to destroy the system. These pirates are rebelling against the Empire and colonialism. In Our Flag Means Death, freedom is more personal. Ed and Steve just want to feel safe enough to be themselves and escape societal expectations. Also, Black Sails and Our Flag Means Death both feature queer love and relationships. In the first, it's central but mostly tragic, and in the latter, it's joyful and unapologetic. Here's what I think each one of these does best. Pirates of the Caribbean is a high-stakes adventure and pure cinematic fun. It's got that Disney budget, so it would be unfair to compare it to the other two because these films were expensive and it shows. Black Sails has complex storytelling, historical depth, and emotional intensity. You will learn about how certain things were done at the time and how pirates operated. It's not always historically accurate though. Some characters were actual real-life pirates, but the show has taken creative liberties, so what you see on the screen is not always what happened in real life. Our Flag Means Death is just wholesome chaos, queer love, and emotional healing. The language is very modern, which I think makes it even funnier, and I reckon out of all three, this one is the easiest to watch because it's mainly light-hearted and the episodes are short. Still not sure which one is for you? Here's a quick guide. If you want an escapist adventure, iconic music, and pirate folklore, go for the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy. If you want drama, politics, betrayal, and slow burn emotional destruction, watch Black Sails. If you want gay pirates, comedy, and good vibes with occasional crying, give Our Flag Means Death a go. Or just watch all three on repeat like I do. They're all genuinely worth watching even if you're not into pirates. To summarise, pirate stories have evolved so much, from fantastical adventures to deeply human and emotionally rich stories. And honestly, I love that. There's a pirate universe for every mood. I obviously grew up with the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy and I watch it so often, it's part of my DNA by now. I can quote it word for word and it will always have a special place in my heart. Black Sails is a great show, but I don't rewatch it that often, mainly because it's so long and heavy. I return to it from time to time, but I tend to skip certain episodes or scenes now. And lastly, Our Flag Means Death is so important to me. When it came out in 2022, I was going through a bad mental health period and it brought me so much joy. So I rewatch it very often. It always puts a smile on my face and I will forever mourn the fact that we didn't get more Ed and Steed on our screens. So that was it. We've come to the end of another video. I've had so many technical difficulties. I've been trying to film this all day. I'm certain that the lighting has changed, so I'll see what I can save in editing. But yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching me talk about things I love, and I will see you next time. Bye!